urge to sing A Nightmare Before Christmas song strong in this one. Hi! Hey! Hi! It's me, your void. And I felt like another random recommendation video, so here we are. Last time we did this I gave you recommendations for the spooky season, so now we're going even colder because it is winter and I myself hate winter. But winter is made bearable if you can cuddle up with a good book, so I am recommending some books that you could read in winter. Most of these are based on the fact that they take place in winter. What more is there to say? First up, we have one of my absolute favorites, which is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This is I think it's classified as speculative fiction piece about a guy named Zachary Ezra Rollins, if I remember correctly. And he is just a guy. Technically. Because throughout this book he is pulled into a weird magical library that kind of exists on this plane of existence, but is also its own small dimension. And there's a lot of things going on with stories upon stories within stories. It's like a little matryoshka, where the stories inform things that happen in the real world, but the real world also changes what is happening in the story, and there are maybe characters that come to life. It's a whole thing. It's very weird, and the plot of this is not really there. This is a book you read for the vibes and the vibes only. Good vibes, very confusing vibes, but vibes nonetheless. And this takes place in winter. The few scenes you have that are not happening inside the library or one of these stories. It is happening in winter. Everyone is wearing dark academia clothes with like cloaks and mantles and thick jackets and scarves. It's the whole winter vibe, I guess. And I loved everything about this. The vibes definitely carry this one. Zachary is a beautiful human being. I love him dearly. And everything that happens around him, to him, because of him, is just art. But yeah, be aware if you read this book. Don't expect any kind of plot. And if you find it, don't expect it to make sense. It does not have that obligation. You are not entitled for this to make sense to you. The next one I have for you doesn't necessarily take place in winter, but it's giving Central Europe winter, where you get more rain than snow, and when you have snow it's like gone after half a day because it turned into black sludge at the side of the road, if you know what I mean. It's giving November. I am talking about Malice by Gwynne. If you've been on my channel for a hot second, you will know that I am not the biggest fan of Gwynne books. I think they are way too zoomed in and way too slow, and they are kind of Viking or at least Norse inspired in terms of setting, and I am not the biggest fan of a Norse inspired setting. I am still recommending this book to you because I know a lot of people like these books, and I can see why people like these books. They are just not for me. They are still solid reads. And in Malice you have this boy Corbin. You follow him and you follow his sister Siren, I don't know. You follow his parents, you follow the horse master of his king, you follow the princess, you follow a bunch of characters. There is a prophecy that is speaking of a god war, that the bad, evil god will come back and then the forces of good have to oppose that guy, and of course we have two chosen people in here, one for the good side, one for the bad side, and then shit happens. This is your typical high fantasy setting. You have a lot of characters, they have a lot of going on, we have the good against the evil, we have some magic in here, we have giants in here, we then have the gods in here, we have things adjacent to angels and demons in here. There's a lot going on in this one. But the general vibe you get in terms of season is cold-ish and wet-ish. It's very grey. We go through whole years at a time in this. Like, there are months passing in here, so there is a winter in there somewhere. but there's also technically a spring and a summer and blah blah blah. And we also go south to like island nations and stuff where it's more like Mediterranean, I guess. But this book is very much giving gray and drenched in rain, and I usually associate that with like November weather where it's just cold and miserable. So if you want a book that is giving that vibe, read Malice by Gwynne. It's a solid read. I liked Malice. The series lost me later on when all the road tripping happened, but Malice was good. Next up is another favorite. I'm sandwiching these apparently. I give to you The Spirit Bears Its Teeth by Andrew Joseph White. This is my favorite Andrew Joseph White as of now. This is a YA horror novel set in a Victorian England, but there is a slight twist to it because we now have ghosts. They exist, people know that they exist, and there are people who can see and or semi-control them, because a couple of years ago something happened that is called the thinning of the veil, and suddenly people were born with violet eyes, and these people with the violet eyes, they can see ghosts, they can sense them, they can tear the veil back and shove the ghosts back out, or let them in, I guess. And we follow Silas, who is an autistic trans guy in this society. The problem he is having is A, he is autistic in a society where being autistic is not really accepted, let alone known. B, he is trans in a society where anything but heteronormativity is accepted. That leads to problem number 3, or C, I forgot how I started. He is seen as a girl by society, and in the Victorian times that meant one thing and one thing only. Your only job in life is to marry and have children. And that thought is scaring the living and the dead shit out of Silas, because that is like the worst thing that could happen to him. So he tries to get around that by putting on the clothes of a guy and going to a ceremony where a person is supposed to be indoctrinated into this high society thing of people with violet eyes, and once he has their branding, he can technically do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And what he wants to do is become a surgeon. But everything goes wrong, of course, and he is branded as an insane girl that needs to be righted because he has violet eyes, so people kind of want to have him as this breeding stock to have children with violet eyes and enhance their own power in society. It's so fucked up. And he is sent to this school that is supposedly helping girls that are tainted by veil sickness. It's a whole thing. It's basically Hysteria. Same thing, different font. And there he figures out shit is going down. There is a murder mystery going on, and he starts to talk to the ghosts in order to try and figure this out, while also trying to survive this weird-ass school. I love Andrew Joseph White, and this is so good. This is so good. It's so good. I don't know what else to say. It's so good. This one also takes place in winter. I think it starts at the start of winter, like everyone is already huddled up in warm clothes, and throughout the book we actually get like the first snow that has to be dealt with. And it also ends in snowy conditions. So this takes place in winter, pretty sure. I don't know about the average snowfall rate of Victorian England. And the final recommendation I have for you, this is a short and quick video because I am cold and I don't want to be cold anymore. So I want to go back to my own little blankie and hot cocoa and everything. So we're making this quick. The last recommendation I have for you is Little Thieves, but also Painted Devils by Margaret Owen for you. Little Thieves takes place in winter. Painted Devils not so much, but the vibes are still kind of there somehow, even though I think this actually takes place in summer, but still, the vibes are giving winter throughout because we have a lot of flashbacks going back to a wintry scene. And it's also just a northern-ish place where we are, so even summer is not that warm. Anyway, in Little Thieves we follow Vanya, who is a thief by choice and trade. Well, choice. She likes being a thief, but she had to become a thief in order to survive at one point. But now she likes being a thief. And in Little Thieves, she has stolen the identity of someone to pretend to be a princess so she can pull a Robin Hood and steal from the rich and give to the poor. The poor being herself. She wants to collect enough money for her to fuck off all the way to where gods don't exist anymore, where they cannot reach her, where she can just do whatever the fuck she wants, and that is a very expensive endeavor, so she needs to get those funds. Problem being, at one point, a goddess is like, you have been a little greedy, and I don't like that. So the goddess puts a curse on Vanya for her greed, and now Vanya needs to figure out how she can get rid of that curse, while also trying to dodge a police investigation, basically, that is looking into what she has been doing in terms of stealing. So she has to dodge that, but she also has to dance around a marriage that the princess was supposed to have. So she's dancing around that, and she's also trying to figure out this curse. A lot is going on in Vanya's life. Also, shape-shifting half-goddess cats are in her life now. And then in Painted Devils, she accidentally starts a cult and now has to make sure that this cult doesn't kill a bunch of people because it kind of went off the rails and is now demanding blood sacrifices. Oops! I loved both of these books so much. These are great. They are very great. And the setting is actually inspired by old Germany. So I connected to this on another level because I know German winter. I know and hate German winter. So especially in the first book, I knew exactly what the scene looked like when it was described to me. And both of these books have very good atmospheric descriptions. Like, you can imagine how everything looks, how it feels, and stuff like that. These are very good in terms of atmosphere. I can very much recommend them. And they are funny as shit. They are so funny. Yes. Just go and read Little Thieves. Go on. Video's over now. Go read Little Thieves. And that's already it. That is my short and cute, kind of slippery recommendation video for you to read books that give a wintry vibe. Probably future me has scheduled this in winter times, so have fun reading these while it is cold. And yeah, these are good books. If you made it this far into the video, let me know if you have read any of these, how you liked them, if you are a John Gwynne hater like me, and if you don't want to talk to me, leave a snowflake emoji down in the comments below, or a snowman, anything that resembles cold. Make it an ice cube, I guess. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next video. Bye!